Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Elviana and I'm from 5th semester student at the English Education Department. Today I'm going to present my final project for the Reading for Professional Purpose course, and I will be analyzing a research article about the factor that influence reading literacy. Okay. Um, the article I'm presenting is titled Student Reading Enjoyment as a Multi-Level Mediator of the Relationship between Parental Reading Enjoyment, Teachers, Stimulation of Reading, ICT Factors, and Reading Literacy. It was written by Sujin Yoon and colleague from Korea University and published recently in 2026. This journal is part of the International Journal of Educational Research Open. Okay, why I choose this article? I choose this article because reading literacy is the most fundamental pillar in education. As a student in the English Education Department, I'm deeply interested in understanding how external environments such as the home atmosphere and the classroom stimulation from teachers interact with a student's personal interest to shape professional reading skills. Next, what interests me? What really caught my attention is how the study proves that parental and teacher support do not just affect literacy directly, but are actually mediated by the student's own sense of enjoyment. It shows that the heart of reading success lies in the pleasure of the process itself, which is a very human and emotional side of academic research. Next, what is the article about? To give you a brief overview, the article discussed the complex relationship between parental support, teacher stimulation, and IC factor toward reading literacy. The core of this research is to demonstrate that reading enjoyment is the key mediator that determined whether all those external support actually lead to better reading performance for the student. Background. Moving to the background, reading literacy is essential for success in modern society, especially in this digital age. However, literacy doesn't grow in isolation. It is influenced by an entire ecosystem, including our parents' habits, how our teacher motivate us, and how we use technology in our daily lives. Okay, next. Research objective. The main objective of this research is to explore the structural links between student level and school level variable. Specifically, the research wants to test if the enjoyment of reading acts as a vital bridge that connects parental influence and teacher stimulation to the actual reading test scores. Next, there are two main terms here. The first, reading literacy, which is the capacity to understand and reflect on written information. The second, multi-level mediator, which is a variable that explains how things from different levels like home and school affect the final outcome. We also focus on keywords like enjoyment of reading, which is the interesting motivation felt during reading, and ICT factor, which relate to how we use digital tools. The data for his study come from PESA 2018, which is a world-renowned assessment for students. While reading this professional journal, I found some challenging words. For example, mediator refers to a connecting factor. Stimulation is the act of encouraging interest, and socioeconomic refers to the combination of social and economic factors of family. Other words include consistent, which means staying the same, significant, which means having a major importance in the data, and dominant, which means being the most influential factor among all the variables studied. For the methodology, the study used a quantitative approach. The research applied a complex method called multi-level structural equation modeling. This was necessary to analyze data that exist at different levels, specifically looking at how individual students are nested within their schools. The research analyzed a massive sample of 6,615 current students. They looked at various factors, starting from the family background at the student level up to the frequency of teacher-led activities at the school level to get a very complete picture of the situation. Now for the results. The study found that student reading enjoyment is a very powerful mediator. When parents enjoy reading, it passively impacts their children's own enjoyment. This internal joy is what eventually leads to a significant increase in the children's actual reading literacy scores. At the school level, teachers who stimulate reading activities really help foster a culture of enjoyment. The study also found that ICT or digital tools work best when they support the students' emotional engagement with the next rather than just being used as a gadget. Okay, in conclusion, improving reading literacy requires more than just technical training. This research emphasizes that creating a culture of reading enjoyment is the most critical factor. Both parents and teachers must collaborate to make reading a pleasurable experience, as this interesting joy is what ultimately drives academic success and professional competence. Okay, enough for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.